I'm assuming you're not pressing the button, hon.
Oh, sorry, I didn't pay attention to what you were saying.
I said Mildred because you were taking photographs when you were in the house, and you had to develop them when you went home.
Yeah.
So what had you taken photographs of?
The corners of the room, the pictures.
Or the spaces where the pictures had been?
Yes.
So in the photographs of the walls where there were spaces where the pictures were, you can see there are paintings or pictures in those spaces, even though they weren't there when you were taking the photograph. And although the resolution isn't great, the images that appear in the paintings or the pictures that are hanging there appear to be people who look like they're in pain, like screaming faces. And I can imagine you're sat at home in the dark room developing these while your husband is in the next room eating his supper that you prepared for him. For Susan, you had to go home. The next day is going to be a Saturday. Do you still not have any funerals you need to prepare for?
No, it's a slow period.
Or you're just not a very good undertaker?
That could be as well.
What do you usually do in the wee hours when you're not working?
Reading, lots of reading.
And do you live on your own or do you live with someone?
I definitely live on my own.
And what kind of neighbourhood is it that you live in?
Not posh, but not the slum either. I guess upper working class.
So probably a bit further out from the city centre.
Yeah, not quite suburbs, but
Not in like Old Town where all the
yeah.
medieval housing is. And Paul, since you are living out in Dalkeith and you're on strike, Saturdays at this point would still be a working day, so you wouldn't be expecting to be off on the Saturday normally. Do you need to speak to union men, or are you okay just to go about your business? Or are you kind of not that bothered about it anymore because you're in line for a big payday?
Who was that to?
Callum. Paul.
Trying to think what he would do. I think he'd probably go deal with the union. He understands he's in for a payday, but that's not going to be a while down the line. He still needs money.
So
I think he would have to engage with it.
Yeah, so the miners have been on strike for a couple of days now because they want a 40-hour working week.
Shocking. How could they?
Which would mean they would get Saturdays off on a regular basis.
They just obviously don't understand.
So
They're asking us too much.
So who's the foreman, and what kind of relationship do you have with him?
Probably a positive one. Because obviously, like, we've built this character that he's incredibly Tory focused, and everyone has their place, and to ask for more than your thing is unfavourable. but he also wants to get a promotion, so he's probably in good terms with them.
And I'd imagine you're a good worker as well.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so the foreman's name is Henry Knapp. He'll also live in Dalkeith. He'll just have a slightly nicer house. And he's very much, I don't want to say a rabble rouser. He's a very strongly spoken man. And he's on good terms with most of the workers generally. And he also tries to keep on good terms with the managers as well.
Okay.
And like yourself, he has a wife and kids. He's got 3 of them that are running around. So when you go to see him, what are you asking him?
Hello, Henry. So what's the problem with you?
Well, they're no like to give in.
Oh, they never do, don't they? They're just never happy.
I think normally they would pull in more of the Irish, but obviously that's not going to happen now. So I think if we hold our ground, they'll cave in. But you? I didn't see you the last couple of days on the line.
Oh, one of my friends died. His property estate's going up. Bit of drama having to deal with that. And paperwork. You know the missus. A potential big payday, you know how it goes.
Oh, a payday, is it? Is that a relative of yours?
Oh no, it's a friend's bequeathed it to me and a few others. A full estate. It's gonna be like a few £1,000 it could sell for.
Jesus.
Oh, aye, so a fair share, so that's why I wasn't here, and I'm sure you can understand why. Probably help get Jimmy the gear in the training, and maybe he can come up here and help sort of working out.
Right, sure. Well, if you've got business to take care of, I'll not expect to see you tomorrow either.
Oh, I appreciate that.
But come Monday morning, you'll need to be there.
Aye, dinna you worry, I'll make sure I'm here.
Because most likely, Monday morning, they'll start feeling the pinch and they'll want us back in there.
Well, I'll definitely make Aye, that sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm sure we can get that sorted. I mean, you know, costing them a lot of money, you not working, or us not working. It's costing us a fair share. You think we can last on Monday?
Well, how are you? Are you short?
No, I'm alright. I'm just worried for some of the other lads.
I've seen a few of them, taking care of them, should be good. This is what the union funds are for.
Well, that's good to be. Now, I'm just going to pause for a bit, like meta-wise, because it has been a fortnight. And obviously, I've not got Art Allen to help me out here, because he's somewhere. What was it me and Art Allen were meant to do?
And he was making documents.
Yep.
I don't know that you and him were meant to do something.
Yeah, you were with Susie.
I was with Susie,
You went to the
and we were to get some
asylum.
information.
You went to Asylum, then you went to the pub. And you were looking for orphans or something.
I think we were all to meet up, at the university in the morning.
Yeah,
I
you'd
think.
also given that book off to Robert Karen in the university to look at for you.
Yeah, Robert Cadden. Yeah.
Karen.
Oh yeah.
Also, how's your eye, Paul?
I'm gonna say probably like a dry itch. So probably looks like it's red from rubbing it a bit. But you know, like that kind of dry itch where you keep rubbing it and it's getting red because you keep rubbing it. Like that, I imagine that's
Yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah, it's dried out, like I said.
Well, is it the morning?
Yeah,
now,
I think we
or-
can skip to the next morning, the Saturday morning. So you were meeting outside the university.
Yeah, I was bringing the photos.
And Finlay Young was supposed to be here with documents, but he is not here. Or at least not on time.
Who was that was supposed to be there?
Finlay.
Oh, right.
Hello there, Susie. Hello there, Paul. Have a look at the photos. What does this look like to you?
I can't tell because your thumb's on the picture.
Sorry.
Is that a corner?
Yes, it is.
So Paul sort of looks at it, rubs his eyes. Are we supposed to see something special?
Take a look at the next photo.
It's
What is that?
So it's a photo of the upper hallway, and there's two spaces that you knew were where pictures or portraits were hanging before previously, but they were none there in the house when you were there. However, in the photograph there are pictures there.
I don't remember seeing those pictures.
Do you think those are the pictures of the people that have lived there before? You know, the guy that committed suicide and
Well, it's going to be a bit hard to find those photos, isn't it? I mean, anybody could have nicked them off. The door was unlocked, wasn't it? Was it locked or unlocked? I can't mind. Either way, the house is a bit weird. I mean, you saw how basically the wall fell out and the bed fell out of the wall. Could be took the photo and then took the frames with them. Who took the photo?
I took the photo.
And you're sure that those weren't there? I don't remember them.
What did you do with the photos?
I took them back to the house and then I got them developed.
I mean the photo frames, because obviously you took them down afterwards because they weren't there.
I don't know what you're talking about. There wasn't any photo frames. That's what I'm trying to say to me. I'm freaked out.
You're having us on.
Yeah,
You
must have been some of those
tweaked
doctored
things.
pictures I'd heard about. You're playing a trick on us. Ah, you're cunning. See these smart women? Just trying to fool a good man.
We could go to the house again and take another photo.
I'll trust your judgment that that those weren't there.
So what should we do about these photos?
Can we have someone look at those paintings and see if they recognize them?
Is there a art gallery nearby? I'm sure there's one nearby.
I don't know about galleries, but I mean, there would definitely be a part of the university that had an art department.
Let's go to the art department at, inside the university and speak to Mr. Trojan.
Mr. Trojan, really? I second that. Let's head to the art department.
All right, lead the way.
So this early in the morning, on Friday, there's lots of students coming in for their classes in the old university building. The art department is a newer part of the building. It's like an extension that's been built onto one of the older parts. And as you might guess, a lot of students that are going there are kind of very upper class, because they're the only kind of people that can afford to do an art course in this time. So you can see them coming in with the canvas under their arms, painting bags and satchels. You make your way along one of the corridors to where the lecturers keep their offices. And you see a number of them inside their offices preparing their classes for the day.
Mr. Trojan?
A man with a very wiry black hair that's tied back into two separate kind of ponytails. And a kind of needly, almost kind of nose pops out of the office. Yes?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Potts from the archaeology.
From the what?
From Edinburgh University. I teach archaeology to the pupils. I came across these photos with paintings. Can you look at the photos and see if there are any paintings that you recognize and when they're dated back from?
He looks at his watch for a minute and says, I suppose I have 10 minutes or so, or bring them in here. Clears some of the clutter off his desk and pulls out a magnifying glass. So what is it you say these are photographs of?
Of paintings of in an old house that me and my colleagues have purchased.
He sets down one of the photographs and goes over it with his magnifying glass. I can't say I recognise the style at all. Is it another photograph in the frame?
Well, I thought maybe you could give some idea of that.
With the clarity I would think it is, but it's difficult to tell. It's a distressing image regardless, but I can't say I recognise the work. Is it perhaps a local artist? Maybe a family piece? It might be more helpful if you could bring in the pictures itself.
That won't be possible. I'm very sorry about that, but can you maybe have if we left the photos with you, can you maybe have a closer look and get back to us?
I don't recognise them. I'm not sure what else you would want me to tell you.
Perhaps a colleague?
I could show them around later today. He looks at his watch again. I really must go. I have a class. If you leave them with me, I'll pass them around.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Karen, he was a English literature tutor. So he would be in the English department. Yes.
Oh no.
Upon inquiry at the English department, however, you were told that Mr. Karen has not been in his office, and he wasn't in yesterday either.
Has anybody gone to check on him?
Well, they've rang his house, and a colleague had knocked on his door the previous day to see if he's unwell, but there was no reply.
Might we be so bold as to request his address?
They would happily give you the address, because obviously they know Mrs. Potts is a friend of his. And he'll live in a similar neighbourhood to Mrs. Potts and her husband.
We'll take my husband's car. Is there anyone here that can drive? Paul, can you drive?
Did he have a car? Why would I drive?
That need not matter. You take the wheel.
Oh, right. Which one? There's 4.
The main wheel. Take the main wheel. Oh.
Which one's the main wheel? There's 4 of them.
Open the door, and inside you sit on the driver's seat.
All right. He'll get in. He'll sit at the driver's seat and looks at the wheel, looks at the things and all the dials and the turning and stuff. He's like, you know, I've never been in a vehicle like this, right?
Perhaps we should just flag down a taxi?
Yeah, that would suffice.
I don't know how wealthy you think miners are that they know how to drive a car.
Yeah, but she's a bit clueless. She's a bit in the dopey side, even though she's supposed to be intelligent. She's quite dippy, isn't she?
Well, and her husband's driven her around all the time, so she just assumes all men can drive.
Very true.
I don't know about a taxi, but you can certainly jump on a bus. But it's maybe like a 20-minute walk at most anyway.
Oh, we should just walk.
What's the weather like?
February, so it's going to be sunny and very cold. The morning frost and ice will be melting slightly under the sunlight. But it's a clear day, so it might be like a thunderstorm by 2 o'clock.
I'm a bit apprehensive about Finlay not being here. What do you think do you think he's still sorting the documentation? And I think that's us here, is it not? Yes, it is. We're here.
So, much like yours, he lives in an apartment block. they'll have like electric lighting, plumbing. It's one of the wealthier sort of neighbourhoods. There'll be a doorman at the front of the close. The close itself will have, you know, a door.
Hi, Frank. How are you doing?
Mrs. Potts, nice to see you again.
Frank, have you seen Robert Cadden?
He's not left his apartment in a couple of days, ma'am. Best of my knowledge.
Do you have a key?
To his apartment? No, ma'am.
Is there not a spare key at the entrance, you know, in emergencies?
If I really needed to, I could retrieve one from the landlord if there's a problem.
Yes, please do. How long will that take?
I can't just retrieve it for no good reason, ma'am.
If you can try and retrieve it, that would be great. But we're just heading upstairs.
Very good, ma'am. Say hello to your husband for me.
Paul, do you know how to pick a lock? I have the tools in my house, so you can pick the lock.
What kind of character do you take me for?
You're mine. You must be able to pick a lock. If you can mine, you can pick a lock.
So Paul sort of tilts his head, looking at her.
Susan joins in that.
That is a very interesting grasp. Very interested.
Well, God loves a trier.
Sort of looks at Susan. You don't share this idea, do you?
I'm not sure that mining would necessarily give you the skills to pick a lock.
He does have that upper body strength, though, for that.
He may be able to smash a lock.
That suits me. Let's do it.
So Karen's apartment is up on the second floor, second story. The close itself has got a nice red carpet. The walls are painted red and white. The plasterwork is very fine. And there's electric lights that light the hallway. Going up the stairs, there is 2 apartments on each floor. And this is the second apartment up on the second floor.
Okay, Paul. I have the equipment.
Sort of,
Now
Paul
let's
looks
see.
at the equipment and then looks at the door and just wonders if by any chance there's a place where the key could be hidden, like under a floor mat or something, before he takes the gear.
Yes, that might be worth checking.
So there will be a doormat, there'll be a plant pot in the hall. There's the lights themselves.
So it's like, that's what Paul will do first, is he just sort of lifts up the floor mats and then looks under plant pots and things like that just for the key, leaving Mildred holding the tools. And he's just disregarded it and he's just started looking elsewhere.
Can you roll your intelligence for me?
Well, I'm also dim. I
Okay.
also have spot hidden.
Oh yeah, roll for spot hidden then, that's probably better. So 2 dice using the worst. You do not find a key.
Oh dear. So he looks at the tools. Let's be honest, he probably has no clue how to use them. Out of just curiosity, he'll try the door to see if it opens. Oh, that would have been too easy. Oh, he takes his
Knock
hand
the
off
door.
of it and knocks on the door. He says, "Hello there! Just to check in your meter."
There's a flurry of movement and then silence.
Oh, come on now, I heard something, he chaps again. Didn't he make me come in there? We need to. We got a legal right to come in. As he sort of looks over and looks at the tools.
You hear several quiet, cautious footsteps on the floorboards beyond the door.
Ah, that's the right thing. I'll just take a step back.
I'll just knock as well. It's Mrs. Potts. It's Mildred. It's your friend.
There's a sound of a chain, and then a clink clink of a key, and the door slowly opens just a crack. Mildred?
Robert, let me in. What are you doing?
Who are your friends?
These are just my friends. These are colleagues from the university. They're my students.
Oh, you're here for the book? Of course. And he closes the door, undoes the chain, and then opens the door for you to come in.
I was going to say, that's an interesting accent that you've acquired.
It just came.
Just stick with your voice, like, don't do accents, which change all the time.
Definitely not needed for me. I think you all have accents. So I'm right there. I'm in it. I'm imagining Scotland.
You're an American in old Scotland.
Yeah.
Like you're playing your accent fantastic. I have to say, I commend you.
Yeah.
So the door opens, and Robert looks dishevelled, to say the least. His shirt is like half undone, he's been sweating, his hair's all a mess. His eyes are wide and raw. He's got bags under them. He looks a little kind of pale and trembly.
Robert, darling, what is the matter?
Oh, just come in, please come in. He scurries over across the hall into one of the rooms.
I'll make a spot of tea. You sit yourself down, Robert.
Oh, no, where's my manners?
No, I'll make the tea. Susie, sit him down.
I'll just sort of take him by the arm and lead him to a chair.
He takes you into his study, and there is papers and books just lying in a mess on the table. There's a smashed glass in one corner of the room. There's an empty whiskey bottle in the waste paper bucket beside the desk, and there's a half-empty bottle of whiskey on the desk.
Okay, I have made it quite strong. Did you want a cup of tea too, Susie?
The kitchen, you can see like dishes have been smashed, things have been turned over, pots have been left like to boil and the water's just evaporated and burnt.
I think I'll pass.
I'll just do what I can with the tea. So I bring him over a cup of tea. Ask him what happened. So what happened? What we heard that people haven't seen you in a couple of days.
But days? That's preposterous. It's only been. He looks around. He looks at his watch and starts flicking through a calendar book on his desk. This is Thursday, yes?
I'm afraid
No,
this
no.
is Saturday.
Yes, sadly, Robert, it's Saturday.
He looks kind of puzzled to the side. He's like, that. I've just lost track of time. There's so much work to do at the moment. Like, where's my manners? You don't have a chair. And he bolts upright out of his chair and marches out of the room and grabs a chair from one of the other rooms and starts to drag it through.
Robert, sit down. You don't look very well. You will stay with me and my husband.
No, don't be silly, dear. No, here, sit down. Oh, your friend needs a chair too, and he goes out of the room again. You can hear him bang into something fall over, and he curses under his breath.
Sort of look at Mildred. You have some interesting friends, dear.
Indeed I do. Calm yourself, Robert. Please, sit down.
He finishes dragging the second chair through and sets it alongside the desk so you can all sit down. Oh, and he sits down on his side and starts to pour himself a whiskey.
So tell me, dear, what happened with the book? Did you find any information in the book?
He takes one drink of the whiskey and sets it down, the glass back down the table, and just stares at it for a long moment. It's like, the book. Yes, that's what I was doing, wasn't it? You gave me the book to translate. And he starts moving the papers out of the way on the desk, and then you can see the book's been laid out sort of a third of the way through in front. Yes, it's a strange manuscript. It's a translation of something much older. It's Italian scholar, as far as I can make out. Somewhere around. It's quite old. It's quite old. But the content is. It's a difficult tome to parse. Where's my manners? You don't have a drink. Glasses. We need glasses. And he jumps up and goes into the kitchen. You can hear him rummaging around in there, and something drops and smashes on the floor.
So what do you think of that?
Who are you talking to when you say that?
Paul and Susie.
How do you know this person? Because he's very, very unlike yourself. As Paul is sort of looking around the place, and he's still, looking around for somewhere to sit.
Well, let's face it, Paul. Look at your eye.
There's nothing wrong with my eye. It's just a bit dry.
I
But
think
the
you may
book,
want to
Paul.
look into a mirror.
Sort of, I guess Paul will sort of trudge over to try and find a mirror in his house.
Definitely a mirror, quite a large one in the hallway. A kind of brass ornate
His
frame.
eye.
Are your eyes red, as if you've maybe got a pink eye? It's all red around it and dry, maybe a little scaly where you've been rubbing it so much. But when you like pull the skin down to look in and look around, apart from the blood vessels, it doesn't seem anything untoward.
It's fine, just give it a few days, it'll be back to normal.
You can see on the table in the hallway behind you, there's a lot of little carved horses and ponies, little wooden ones. Maybe the odd porcelain one.
He heads over and sort of picks a couple up to have a look at and picks one up, replaces it and looks at others. Sort of has a look around the rest of the house and then back at these, thinking, how are these sensible and everything else is a total mess?
Yeah, they're very orderly. They're all made from different types of wood. There's a couple of porcelain ones in there that have been painted by hand. They're all like very finely crafted. You can see the man dart back into the study. He's got an armful of glasses under one crook of his left arm. I've got them. There's enough for everyone, and he like just drops them all on his study table, and then starts to like pick them up and turn them over.
Paul, sit.
You must have a drink,
Robert,
dear. Please,
sit
please.
down.
You must have a drink. And his shaky hand like pours the whiskey.
We'll all have a drink. Robert, sit down. Can you tell us more about the text in the book?
He sits down and drinks another one of the whiskies. Yes. So it's in Latin, and it's a translation of something older. It alludes to a book of Ibon, which is a name I'm not familiar with. And the scholar himself is a Caius Philippus Faber. It's an Italian scholar, Roman perhaps. And it's... I read quite... I thought I'd read quite far, but... And he starts flicking through the pages on it. There's a lot of strange notes in here. I think he was a traveller of some sort. There's a lot of local customs and ceremonies, and some of the language in here, I don't know if it's my translation. They're not words. They're just like gibberish. But then this, and then he excitedly flicks to the back of it. It's like, this is astrological charts. There's planets and stars and alignments here, dates, numbers. And he kind of trails off.
Robert, come back to us. What about the astrological information?
Susan, you notice at this point that there's a bird cage in the corner and the birds are dead.
Oh my. I'm gonna elbow Miss Potts and sort of nod over to the birds. And elbow Paul as well.
I'm also guessing the house has quite an interesting aroma around it.
Yes, there's that kind of stale, alcohol, sweaty kind of smell.
Mildred, I'm not quite sure what you think we're going to get from here.
I'm going to get my husband because I think he needs to look after Robert.
No, don't be ridiculous, Mildred. I'm quite fine. I'm quite fine. I just...
And
I have a lot of work to do.
Look after him for a minute so that I can go and get my husband.
I think that's fair. There's a bit of suspicion in his face because he's thinking, are you just making a run for it just to abandon him on us?
Robert suddenly looks kind of fearful as he's looking at Tall Paul and this other strange woman he's never met before. No, dude. No, that's not a good idea at all. No, please, and he closes the book and then pushes it over to you. Please take the book with you, but we can go over it again some other time, perhaps. When I'm not so busy, when I don't have so much work.
Paul, Robert, you're coming with us.
No.
Paul, I need you to take his arm. Susie, take the other arm.
No, I'm not going anywhere, and he pushes the chair back and goes against the wall.
Robert, I'm not going to say it twice. You are coming with us.
Forcing a distressed man to get help. Oh, if you're sure, I mean, should we not take him to the hospice? He means hospital, but...
It's close
Oh.
enough to him.
Paul, run downstairs and speak to Frank at the door.
No, you're not taking me anywhere, and he kicks over a chair in your direction. He tries to run out of the room.
Paul, grab him.
It's like Paul's like, do you want me to stay here or do you want me to go get Frank? Like, which one? I can't do both at the same time, Missy.
I'll go get Frank. You keep a hold of him, and I'll go and get Frank.
Okay.
Before she leaves, I try to talk to him. I try to persuade him with my power of persuasion.
Okay, you're unattractive, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you have a skill for persuade?
Yes, I do.
So you roll 2 dice and use the lowest.
Whoops.
You did twice, so okay, so 2 would have been from your first roll.
Yeah.
Yes, you make a move towards him and he bats your hand out of the way with some force.
Oof.
He runs into the hall and he starts pulling at the locked twin windows that open up into the balcony. So I'm not going with you, I'm not going anywhere.
Ooh. Well, I wouldn't... Don't worry, I won't take you anywhere. The scary lady's left. Like, I don't know what she wants from you, but that was some... I mean, I'd be distressed as well. I mean, you saw her. She was telling me to do 3 things at once. I get it. If you have a Snape doing, we can have some other whiskey and see if we can calm our nerves.
He pulls the doors open and goes out into the balcony.
I really do insist on the whiskey. I mean, it's better cold out there.
Like, you can't have it. You can't have me.
Why would I want you? I want to share your whiskey.
It's in my head now, and he starts tapping his head with a lot of force.
Oh, what's in your head, mate?
It's mine.
received-
It's mine now. You're not taking it away from me, and he gets angry.
Oh no, you can keep it. You're entitled to it, mate. You have it. Whatever it is, it's all yours.
To get out, the lot of you. Take the damn book and leave.
Sort of looks at Susan and sort of like, Paul sort of gestures to take the book as he walks backwards away from the door to the balcony. It's all right. We know when we're welcome. We'll leave you to your whiskey.
I'll take it surreptitiously.
As you're backing away, he slowly, comes back into the room from the balcony. He runs over to one side of the room and picks up the empty bottle out of the waste paper basket. Starts waving it around as if it's a weapon.
I guess as soon as we leave and close the door behind us, sort of just looks at Susie. I worry for Mildred. I mean,
I've got Frank. I've got Frank.
I didn't think it would make any sense to go back in there. I mean, he was very insistent on us leaving.
You can hear the door behind you locking 3 or 4 times.
Incredibly insistent he doesn't want visitors too.
Frank, you're going to have to phone for an ambulance. Well, go and get an ambulance.
Okay, so you bring up the doorman, Frank. Well, unless he's doing something of concern, ma'am, I don't see what I can do, really.
Frank, try and calm him down.
Mildred, he's locked his door. I didn't think we can get back in.
Did you get the book? Paul, did you get the book?
Aye, Susie's got it.
Yes, I've got it here.
Mr. Finley Young.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't like to interrupt. I only just now managed to get into Discord, so...
It's okay. So, your guy was away overnight, making the documents,
Cool.
and you were supposed to meet them at the university in the morning, but your train was delayed, so you were late.
That seems strangely appropriate for me somehow.
So when you eventually get to university, they're not there. When you inquire in the university, they tell you that they came by for Mr. Karen, but he hasn't been in for a couple of days, so they gave them the address to go to see if they can find him. And I suppose they might give you the address so you can then follow their steps and catch up with them as well.
Sounds fine.
So once you get to the apartment building on this part of Edinburgh, it's kind of upper, that's a lower middle class kind of thing. You come in and the doorman is not at the front of the close. The door is wide open for the close as well. And when you enter the close, you can hear voices talking at the top of the stairs. And that's where everyone is at this moment, in front of the apartment.
Cool.
So while Frank, the doorman, is trying to speak through the keyhole or the letterbox to Mr. Karen inside and calm him down, you guys are standing there discussing what you're doing. And then Mr. Young appears in the stairwell.
Sorry, I was unavoidably detained.
Ooh, did you get the documents?
Yes, I was able to procure them, so, I hope that they can still be of some use to us at this point.
We're dealing with a distressing matter at the moment. The Robert Cadden that we went to the Edinburgh University to see who was examining the book has gotten a bit stir crazy.
Wait, when you say stir crazy, is he sensible? Were you able to get anything from him?
He was coherent at times and then incoherent.
Is there any chance of his condition improving, or are we probably hitting a dead end with him?
Just as you say that, there's a sound of glass smashing on the inside of the apartment.
I didn't think we're welcome in there.
We can't just leave him, but at the same time, our mission is to go forward. So, Frank,
Yes, ma'am.
you will do the whole building a duty and sit at his door. We don't want any other problems in the building.
Well, if he's
You
causing
know-
destruction, I'll call police, ma'am. That's a matter for them, I think.
Well, you heard the smash glass. Is that not antisocial behavior?
Oh, indeed, it's not fitting at all. I'll go and fetch a constable.
Righto.
Okay, so what do you want to do now?
Now, maybe we should go to check out the Reverend. Is that not the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get more people murdered. Or
I'm not
driven
quite as
insane and dead.
enthusiastic as Paul, but yes.
When you say check out the Reverend, what do you mean?
Well, we don't really know if he's alive or if he's not so.
Okay, so where do you intend to go is what I'm asking.
The nearest church?
Just any old church.
Well, they might know because, church people know church people, don't they?
Did we get a note of what denomination he was from? You know, if we asked at a church of the same denomination, they might have some kind of
You know
connection.
from the registry that he's looked at that he had registered the Church of Contemplation and that it had been deregistered 1912. And that was that was the ruin that he's meant to look at before.
Of course, yeah, I remember now.
Oh, can we just maybe check out a church and they might be from the congregation? Like, you never know, that's nearby.
There's a lot of churches in Edinburgh.
Is there a main church?
There's the cathedral, which is the main Catholic one, but there's a lot of smaller ones. We are going to try and get a priest to do an exorcism as well. But your documents you got was so that you could go to the police station to look for records. So I don't know which of those you want to go to.
What do you guys think? What do you think we should go to the police station, or do you think we should go to a random church?
Well, just walking into random churches without knowing what we're after exactly seems a bit iffy.
I suppose we could go to the police station because then we would find out a bit more about the church as well, and the documentation is there. So I think we should just head towards the police station.
That's probably the best option. Yeah, we can make use of the documents.
Okay, so the main Edinburgh police station. What is the address of it? It's in the city centre. It's High Street, that's where it is. I have a picture, I don't know. I do have a picture. It's a tall, grey building. very much like the other buildings in Edinburgh City Centre. There will be no constable outside because it's a public service desk you can just walk up to and ask for whatever you want. There will be a constable behind the front desk. So who wants to go in? What do you want to say? What are you asking for?
Finley, I think like you should lead on this.
Well, I think we're asking for if they can tell us anything about the circumstances of the death of our poor departed brother Robert Barlow, whom we have not heard from in some years due to having been living overseas, I believe.
So the constable on duty has a thick red beard and moustache. His hair is very neatly trimmed. Finely polished buttons and badge. So you're looking for records, the whereabouts of your relative?
Well, we believe that he actually died during our absence, but we don't really know the full details of the circumstances. It's all very sad, but we were hoping that you could, shed some light onto what might have happened to him, just so that we can have some closure for the family.
I'm afraid I can't give out details of police reports, those are confidential. The death certificate is the best you'll find, I suppose, in the public records.
Even that might be a help to us. Would we just obtain that from a public records office in that case, rather than the police station?
You've already seen that in the public records when you were digging around.
Ah, okay. Well,
so I mean, you can try and like fast talk, persuade them into giving you more access, or you could slip them some money if you want to push your luck. And you do have luck you can use to make the rules better as well.
I'll just check my stats to see. I can't remember if I have fast talk or not. I don't think I do.
You do have fast talk.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. How do we get the character sheets in Roll20 again? I can't even remember.
It's not in Roll20, it was on the G drive.
Oh, right, yeah.
Linked in the Discord.
That explains it. Sure. Second.
So you do have fast talk, but you are unattractive. So you would be taking 2 dice and using the worst.
Yeah, I don't know that I fancy my chances in this one.
You can make yourself broke and throw all your money in to try and bribe them. And that would maybe give you a slightly better chance. And then you've got your luck as well that you could pour into the roll.
Yeah. I don't know that I fancy my chances really. I think, maybe. I don't know, how badly do we want to try and push this one? Do we want to keep going or just give it up for a bad job?
I could try to persuade him, but I'm an Uggo as well.
You want me to try and persuade him? Do I have that? I can't remember.
It's on your sheet, under your attributes.
Well, I'm supposed to be not unattractive, but I'm not attractive.
And you do not have fast talk, so you would just count as attractive. Oh, you do. You have persuade actually, so you could maybe persuade them.
Yeah.
Is Paul by any
Just
chance
be-
just randomly handsome?
Would that just be roll or
You would roll 1 dice, yeah.
okay?
One
Paul
2d6?
1d6.
Large, out of shape, and
1d6.
strong. And quite dim. He's not.
Maybe no
that-
go.
He can intimidate though, but I mean that is because he's a very big, strong guy.
Maybe trying to intimidate the police.
The police,
Not
yeah.
the best idea, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I actually can't find the 1d6.
Okay, so on the left-hand side of row 20, there's the widgets. Yeah, you got it.
Got it.
So you could spend luck to increase that.
Yeah, go on then.
How much luck do you want to spend on it?
2.
But that's still a fail. You need to spend at least 3.
Okay, 3.
Well, I suppose since it's an urgent family matter, I could perhaps let you take a look. Maybe if there was some accommodation for my time.
Okay, I will give up some money in that case. If I can get into my sheet, I'll just so I can see how much I've got on me.
Here's a 5 spot.
A 5 spot. Which wasn't a thing then.
I don't know. I'll just say a couple of shillings. Was it shillings? Yeah. Just like take some.
A
pile
couple of shillings
shillings.
is not a lot, really.
Oh,
Is a 5
what?
spot a thing now?
Yes, that's a £5 note.
I mean, what about if we get? I mean, how much was half a crown worth? I mean, I seem to recall
If-
hearing.
If one of
that
you
was a
just
sum.
like make yourself broke cash-wise, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't mind doing it. I'll
Okay, yeah. So you're now like penniless at the moment. You don't have any cash
Okay.
in hand until you do another job.
Sure.
Okay, so he takes you down to one of the side offices and unlocks the door. Takes you down into the basement. And there's just rows and rows and rows of files and boxes here. He says, "What was the surname again?"
It's Robert Barlow we're looking for.
Barlow, and he starts going through alphabetically. Okay, and he pulls out a tin tray, and it's full of files and folders. It should be in there if you find Barlow. And he just
Thanks for-
he purposely like turns his back for a moment to let you look.
So what do we find?
Do you want to give me a roll with library use? It's your intelligence.
Okay.
So
Is that 2d6?
you are clever, so 2d6 in the best one, yeah.
Okay.
Which is a 5. Yeah, so the name Barlow isn't there. The space where you would expect the folder to be, there's just like a couple of slips of paper that must have fell out of the folder whenever someone's lifted it out of this drawer. But the folder itself has been taken away.
Ooh. That's suspicious. Is there anything of interest on the slips of paper?
Yes, I will give you them a second. So there is an official officer report. There's a letter of warrant request. And then there's another note, a handwritten note, which is kind of scrunched up in the side, which obviously shouldn't be here. This is the police report.
Yeah, I think we can safely say that Reverend Thomas is a wrong'un.
I wonder if he's in the asylum as well.
And then there is a handwritten letter, which is a request for a warrant.
I think we need to speak to David Carruthers.
And then there's this note.
Ooh.
Who's EF?
Suspect that's probably what we need to find out.
Can we ask the officer that's here
Who EF is.
who EF might be?
Having the faintest, ma'am.
Would the officer be able to tell us anything about how we might find Inspector Carruthers if we might speak to him?
Inspector Carruthers was retired a couple of years ago.
Is he in the care home?
I couldn't tell you, ma'am. But he wasn't an elderly gent. I think he retired early.
Is there an address that we can locate?
Oh, I can't be
Okay,
giving out information like that, even if I knew where it was.
I'll use persuasion again.
Okay, one dice.
That's a 4, so what does that get me?
I've not been terribly successful at persuading anybody.
Yeah, my rolls have been so bad.
You persuade him enough that he's like not going to report you for snooping around about other police officers. But he's not going to spend that part of his day to search through records and try to find out what happened to someone.
Can I add 1 luck onto that and see
If you
he-
added 2 luck, it would be a full success, yeah.
2 luck is a bit too much. Can anyone lend some luck?
You can't borrow luck.
Could we find the information out in the sort of police records? You know, like, is there not a sort of freedom of information?
No, that did not exist back then.
Oh, right, okay.
Surely he'd be in the telephone book. There would have been one of those, I'm sure, by then.
If you had a telephone, yes.
I think we should have a look in a telephone book. See if he's listed.
Seems reasonable. I'm still game to try the exorcism route as well, but I'm not sure how one would, go about soliciting the services of an exorcist. Sorry, go.
So you had a space in your thing for an NPC character.
Ah, okay.
So I was going to suggest that would be Father Alistair Campbell of St.
Right.
Patrick's.
That's very convenient.
Sounds like something worth pursuing.
It's literally like a 4-minute walk from this point in High Street to the St. Patrick's Church.
Yeah, I think we should give I have a friend in the church who might be able to help us in these kind of matters. I think, seeing as we're so close, we should possibly give him a try while we're here.
Sounds good to me.
Yep, that seems reasonable.
I agree.
Okay, so St. Patrick's is in an enclosed, walled-off area. It's a very old church. It's been around since 1700s. At the time, it would have looked a little more worn than this because it had a refacing more recently. But at this time, there's a lot of restoration work being done. There's like some scaffolding up one side of it, workers fixing the flagstones and whatnot. This early on a Saturday, there will have been a mass, but it'll have finished by now. There's probably people just kind of leaving. So we'll just put it down.
I think we should probably wait until, well, assuming the congregation are on their way out, if we wait until it's a wee bit quieter and then see if we can have a word, well, see if we can find Father Campbell.
And Cian, you will be working on the scaffolding of the church at this point in time.
Yep.
So you can see this odd group of 4 kind of standing by the side of the door they've walked in as everyone else is walking out. And they're just kind of loitering around.
So they've walked in, or they're just hanging out?
Hanging outside the front door.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We're looking for Father Campbell. Do you know if he's around?
Well, yeah, sure. He just finished mass. I mean, the door's unlocked. It's much nicer inside, I promise.
Ah, thank you. Well,
I don't know if you just want to give him a quick description of what you look like.
Oh, right. No, yeah, Schiann is for the first thing you notice, is very short. Probably forgiven for mistaking him for a child, but the longer you look at him, the more mature he looks. He's very short, short hair, kind of shaved sides a little bit. Dressed plainly in like some overalls, work boots. He's got a shirt that he's probably worn like a dozen times for years, with the sleeves rolled up, and a newsboy hat on his head.
And the rest of you.
I'll go with Paul. Paul is quite a tall fellow. He's over 6 foot tall, but he's quite overweight. Looks like he could probably walk through a barn and the barn wouldn't survive. Very pleasant fellow, big bushy mustache on his face. I'll actually copy the image that I've got and I'll repost it on Discord because, well, it's a pretty good image of him.
Oh, I should do something like that.
But yeah, he's just a big burly guy with a big broom mustache. Very friendly though, he smiles and chats to you if you approach him.
He's also a raging Tory, but I don't know, should we bring that up or try to keep it quiet?
Are you familiar with the British political system?
As an American?
He is a fierce Republican. He believes in the class system. He's against unions, even though he's kind of there. Yeah, he is a fierce conservative.
He's a redneck Republican.
Fair enough. Shit, I'm like born Irish and raised in American. I don't even understand politics in general.
Susan, what do you look like just now?
Susan is very plain, quite forgettable, bit pudgy, wears black all the time. Not because she's dark or anything like that, it's just she's an undertaker, so it's just easier to wear black all the time.
Ah, nice.
And Finlay?
Finlay is a man of average height and is early middle age, generally respectable looking, but and walks with a cane, but something a bit furtive about him. You wouldn't be sure if he was entirely trustworthy.
And Mildred?
Mildred is in her 30s. She's small. She's quite investigative, and she's quite a wee bit proper, but not too proper. She's an archaeologist and works at the university. She's sort of safari dressed, but kind of like that sort of, not like safari dressed as in like, combats in a t-shirt. She's more sort of safari dressed as in back in those days for a woman.
Nosy.
That's what I got from investigative.
I love it. So nosy.
She's a bit of a nosy no.
So, walking into the church, everybody else is kind of streaming out the door. Very obvious who the father is. He's the priest up near the head of the congregation. And he's just like shaking hands and talking to a couple of people before they leave. Having given mass, he's in the full mass outfit. Long green robe with the main white robe underneath. And a ceremonial hat. He's clean shaven, clean cut. And he has a very neat looking pair of spectacles.
I suppose it's me that knows him, so I'll give it a go. Father Campbell, my good friend. How are you? It's been entirely too long.
Oh, Finlay, good to see you. Were you here for the mass? I didn't notice you.
I'm afraid we were too late to attend, but I trust it all went well today.
Yes. I do enjoy the brisk mornings.
Good. I wish I could say that we came to see you under better circumstances, but it's regarding a matter of some delicacy. Is this may we speak to you for a little while? Is this a good place to talk, or would you care to go somewhere quieter?
Oh, we can come sit in my office if you like.
Thank you.
Takes you to the side office. It's just a very neat looking office with a file cabinet, a wooden desk and a bunch of chairs. Just pull out some chairs from the corner and make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you.
Do you just want a cup of tea or anything?
I'm perfectly alright, but thanks for asking.
Ladies, a cup of tea?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I'd love a cuppa.
Alright, just give me a moment, and he pokes his head out. He comes out to the front door and sticks his head out and he shouts up at you, Keen. Keen, would you mind making a cup of tea for my friends here?
Yeah, sure. Give me just a moment to get down from here.
And he goes back inside the system. Right, so, pulls up a chair. What's the business in Finlay? Is someone sick?
Well, in a manner of speaking, I'm not, there's no easy way to say this, Father, but we've come into the possession of a house through the passing of a mutual acquaintance, and we believe that the place is being used for, how can I put it, ungodly business, and we have reason to believe that we might be in need of the services of an exorcist. I know that this is a strange thing to ask in this day and age, but would you at all be able to recommend us someone that might be able to do such a job?
An exorcism? I think you're a little confused there, Finlay. Exorcisms we perform for those that are possessed, or said to be possessed. If it's a house of property you're speaking of, we can do a blessing if you wanted, but we're not really, we don't really follow the whole spiritualism deal, you know.
It's I mean, anything that you might be able to do to help us to, you know, how would I put it, to cleanse the place would be much appreciated. I mean, we're really kind of at a loss to know what else to try at this point, and we were hoping that you know, for whatever that, you know, we might need to do in return for such a service, that, you know, we would be entirely willing to compensate you or anyone you can recommend for your services, but really we would appreciate any help that you can offer.
Well, donations for the church, the parish, are always welcome, of course.
Of course.
I could certainly try and. I mean, this is weekend. I have Sunday Mass tomorrow, and so I can maybe spare an hour or so this evening if you want. I could come by and give a blessing or say a prayer. But you know, in regards to, I'm assuming you're talking about evil spirits or something like that, Finlay.
We believe so.
Yeah, you shouldn't really be falling into all that babble. It's nonsense, you know.
Well, I hope that would be the case, but, you know, if you could even just come and see for yourself, you know, it would help put our mind at ease, and I would be deeply in your debt if you would be able to help us with this, honestly.
Yes, well, I'm free for a little time after supper this evening, so I could stop by. Where is this house that you're talking? Is it? I'm assuming it's local.
Yes, it's not far from here. I can give you the address. Does anyone have the address?
Does anyone have the address?
Of the house.
Uh-huh. The whole thing is centered on.
It's like the one thing I didn't write down.
I know it's on. Is it Hermitage Drive?
Waterston Drive?
Hermitage Drive was the church ruin.
Oh, right.
Waterston Drive, Edinburgh, was that it?
It was Blackford Hill Grove, is the street.
Blackford Hill Grove. I've got, yeah, the Corbett House.
Oh, so when you mentioned the Corbett... Oh, I know the Corbett House. Yes, it's quite a reputation it has. Well, I'd love to help you, Finlay. As much as I'd love to, I don't think it'd be right for me to be seen giving validation to the kind of beliefs that people have about that property. Although I can sympathise very strongly with you about wanting to, you know, remove such a reputation on it.
I appreciate your desire for discretion. can you recommend anyone else that might be able to help us if you're unable to provide such?
He says, give me a moment, and he hops out his office. Just as you're coming along with the tea, Schiann, he comes up to you. Schiann, listen, my friends have stopped by with a rather unusual request. I was wondering if perhaps you could maybe help me out and I could throw a few shillings your way.
Absolutely. I mean, I've still got to finish that bit on the wall there, but yeah, I can help you out tonight.
Yeah. So this evening, they're wanting a blessing, a prayer to be said at a certain address. So if I write out a couple of a prayer for you to give, maybe you could borrow one of my shirts and pretend you're a member of the church. And just go along and just say a few words for them.
I'm sorry?
Well, it wouldn't be right, Schiann, if someone were to see an actual member of the church giving validation to these nonsense beliefs about spooks and spectres. It would tarnish your reputation.
Sorry.
But all they need is someone to just say a few words to just make them feel better about the place that they believe is haunted.
So just so I can understand this, you want me to go with your friends to a random house so that way I can dress up as a priest and say, God bless you, 3 Hail Marys and you'll be grand?
In essence, yes. You don't need to say you're a priest, you can just say you're a theologian. You can say you're in practice.
A what?
Look, I'm sure you manage, you're a smart lad.
Down with this sort of thing. Be careful now.
It's very simple, Schiann. I'll write everything down for you. Just go along, say the words, splash some water around, and everything will be fine.
How many shillings am I getting for this?
I'll give you twice what you earned today on that brickwork.
I'll take the job. Just give me the
amazing
water and your collar there, we're good.
Amazing how quickly ethics and morals flies out the window in the case of shillings.
Hey, listen, man.
So he comes back.
Times are hard.
He comes back into the room and says, "Okay, Finlay. One of my studies is going to go along in my stead. I'll give him everything he needs to perform the ceremony and the blessing."
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I'm trying not to laugh.
Of course, such a service, I would expect, out of the kindness of your heart, a small donation in the church's way. And he just pushes the collection plate across the table.
Of course. I used up my money earlier because someone
Yes,
else.
you are now penniless.
Yeah.
Finlay,
Any volunteers?
Finlay turns around and looks at everyone else.
I get the feeling the check is going to be in the post here. Do I have anything on me that I could give up in way of in lieu of actual cash?
Let's
just
see.
so I can check
Your
what
credit rating is regular, so you can roll 1 dice if you want.
Okay, just a second.
See if he knows you're good for it, or if he's going to want something right away.
Is that a D6 or?
Yeah, just 1 dice.
D6. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're patting your pockets and you're like, I'm a bit light just now, Father. And he's like, oh, that's fine, Finlay. I know you're good for it. Just stop on by when you can.
Of course. I will be absolutely certain to get you a kind donation as soon as I possibly can.
And for the Lord's sake, Finlay, try and make a confession.
Yes, of course, as soon as possible.
It's good for the soul, honestly.
Of course.
So he stands up and brushes down his robe. It's like, well, if that's all there'll be, ladies, gentlemen, I have other things to attend to.
Thank you, Father.
So Cian, he'll give you the address. You're to be there at 8. He'll give you a shirt and a collar. And he'll give you a note, which I'm going to put up here. Everyone can look at it, but that is for Cian to read out.
Oh, Jesus, it's a fucking thesis.
Just go, yada, 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 and so on and so forth. Amen.
Do I really have to say all this, Father?
You have to, yes, you have to be convincing, Cian. And it can't hurt to spread a little blessing around here and there.
Well, sure, but... you know I forget things.
But I also know you have a big mouth, Cian, so make use of
Well,
it.
alright, now... That's just hurtful. I'm gonna have a word with Bruce. I'm gonna have a word with Bruce about you. Right, and I guess I'll get dressed up and feeling really weird about all of this.
The rest
And
of
probably for the first time today, actually pray to the Lord and be like, I'm sorry, this wasn't my idea.
Was there anything you want to do this afternoon? Or do you want to just skip ahead to the evening?
I don't know, would I have time to work on something in a bid to try and recover some of my spent cash?
If it's something you could do in this city, yeah.
In that case, I'd like to take the time to do a little bit of work just to kind of, as I say, restore my funds. So, you know, if I could excuse myself from the group for a little while, and you know, I'll go and do some work.
Or everyone else.
I imagine Cian probably would have asked if he could bring Bruce along. Or if that would break the facade.
Well, that's totally up to yourself, Cian. I mean, if you're going yourself and you don't know what to expect that time of night, I don't think it's unusual to take your dog.
Fair enough. Yeah, and then I guess Cian will try to practice his prayer. And I don't imagine it goes too well.
What about the rest of you? Do you want to just skip ahead, or do you have something particularly you want to do?
I'm okay with skipping ahead, but if other people have things to do.
Totally good with skipping ahead.
Me too.
Okay, so 10 p.m. It's sorry, not 10 p.m. 8 p.m. Nighttime's definitely settled in, and you are standing outside the property at 13. Whatever it was.
Blackford Grove? Was it?
Blackford Hill, yeah.
Forgotten.
Blackford Hill
We've
Grove.
all forgotten yet again.
I knew the words, I just couldn't remember what order they went in.
Ford Black 13, there we go.
Yeah. Well, as I said before, this house kind of sits on its own at the end of the street, the cul-de-sac. It's overgrown apart from the area immediately around the house, which nothing seems to have grown on. The rest of the house have lights on, people inside. This, of course, is lying empty and cold. Is there anything you are bringing along which you would not normally bring along?
me?
Just the priest costume and the note.
It's ruins, isn't it?
My camera.
Or no, it's the house. It's the house.
and,
It's the house, yeah.
my tools.
I think probably my guy would probably take some mining tools and stuff because he's worried that he might need to work his way out of another collapse since the wall fell over. So he's probably taken a couple of his like hammers,
So
big sledgehammer kind of thing for helping.
so maybe some tools in a belt and a sledgehammer.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay.
I'd probably just have the trusty stick with me. I wish I would have thought to bring rope, but I feel like that, like in character, that probably wouldn't have occurred to me.
Well, I mean, why would you need a rope? It's a house.
Yeah.
Yes, so you all meet outside, and this guy shows up with priest shirt and dog collar and an actual dog. Are you bringing anything else in particular with you, Keen?
Nope, quite literally just myself, Bruce, and the note. Just so I can have my script, and that is literally it.
I'm wondering if you read the wrong side of it and you're actually saying like a grace.
Right?
It's like we are gathered here to. Wait a minute.
Dearly beloved. Nope, shit, that's the wrong one.
Wait, there's only two sides to this. Why does it keep changing?
Heavenly Father, milk, a dozen eggs. Wait, this isn't right.
Okay, so you meet outside the house, and what?
Kian's probably like still messing with his collar. He's like, good evening. Again?
It's a fine dog you have, sir.
Yeah, thank you. His name's Bruce. He's a good lad. Keeps me safe at night.
It's a faint wind rustles through the trees.
So, about the blessing. Did you just want to do it out here, or?
I fear we might need to go into the house for the best area of effect.
Maybe one of the bedrooms would be. Yeah.
So you've
Master bedroom?
obviously been here before, so you know the layout in the ground floor here.
All right. Well, following you.
You step up to the porch. It's creaky. Did you leave the door open last time? Did you just lock after you left? I think you just ran out, didn't you?
I think we probably did.
Yeah, so the door flaps in the wind just a little bit and creaks.
Kian definitely like takes like a step and then really considers the payment before
Bruce.
continuing.
Bruce, at this point, starts to bark very loudly at the house.
Oh, that definitely makes Kian stop for a second. Bruce, what's going on?
The dog seems unduly agitated.
Oh, come on, you scaredy cat. You're making me look bad.
The animals are always the first to know.
Was that in character?
Yeah, I think my guy's supposed to be superstitious, so I figured it was the sort of thing he would probably come out with.
Kian just quickly like whirls around and is like, just has this look of bewilderment. Like, what? Oh, I don't know what's bothering him. It's everything's fine. The father says it's fine. I'll just give him a steak later when I get home. Let's just get this over with.
So it is nighttime, it will be dark inside. Does anyone have a torch or a lamp?
Oh fuck! I meant to put one down in my gear. Oh well.
would Mildred have a torch among her tools? I think did you have a torch before?
I had a flashlight, yes. I hand it over to yourself. As in Finley.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, I'll try and light the way ahead.
I like insinuation there as well as like, here, you go first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I don't know these people.
So you
I
open
think
the
Paul
door.
would lead the way.
Well, Paul's just going to stride in darkness.
Probably, aye.
I just go in
Imagine
gingerly.
with someone with the light, like he wouldn't just go like whoop, and he just disappears and gone for.
Yeah, Schiann like gives one last look to Bruce and is like starting to really.
The dog's like pacing left and right while it's barking at the house.
Yes, suddenly he's not exactly the most religious man, but this kind of gives him a little pause. But he rationalizes that it's just nothing. It's just that he doesn't like the house. Let's just get this over with, get my money, go back home, forget about all this nonsense, and heads inside.
Okay, so Paul, Finley, and Schiann step inside the hall. Door to the left, door to the right, stairs in front, hallway along. Wooden floors, panelled, wooden walls. Dusty, kind of stale smelling, a little mould maybe. But nothing unusual. It's very quiet, silent.
Suppose we should cautiously make our way to the master bedroom.
So Paul and Finley start heading up the stairs, which creak with every footstep.
So, what do we call you? Do we call you father, son?
Just Schiann. I'm not Oh, what's the fucking word? Ordained.
Oh, you're a friar, because I know they can swear.
Yes, that one.
Ah, right. I read Robin Hood.
I haven't.
Oh, it's a great story. Except I didn't approve of the thieving.
Right, so anyways, I really don't like leaving my dog out there for very long. If we could, hurry this along.
You just get to the top of the
Okay.
you get to the top of the stair and you take a right into the main master bedroom. When you enter, you can see one of the windows has been smashed open. The rest of the room is empty.
Ugh, this place is just falling apart. That's why I've took my tools, just in case, sonny. Don't you worry.
Just in case the windows break again?
Oh, no. Like, since a bed fell out the wall over in that room over there.
I'm sorry?
Oh, aye. I was in it. It was a little weird. I mean, I swear it looked as if the bed flew across the room and then just out of the wall, but it must have been on the wall. I must have been seeing something. I mean, my eyes been playing up, as you can tell. And it just, it just decided, go out the wall. So that's why I've taken my tools with me, just in case.
There's a moment of bang kind of echoes in the room as one of the shutters for the windows slams.
Nothing to worry about. It's just the wind.
Yeah,
Actually,
full on
is there any
jumps.
wind?
Is Susan and Mildred up in the room with them?
No, I'm downstairs.
I'm downstairs too.
Oh, I see how it is. Okay.
Let the men do the work.
All right. Is this the place? The master bedroom?
Oh, hi.
This
Do you need me in the room, or should I leave?
No, this shouldn't take too long.
All right, I'll boom ahead.
Right.
I'll take my hat off.
Oh, I should probably do that as well. Oh boy. In the name of Jesus Christ, our God and Lord, strengthened by the intercession of the Immaculate Virgin Mary, Mother of God, of Blessed Michael, the Archangel, of the Blessed Apostles Peter and Paul and all the saints, and powerful in the holy authority of our ministry.
Another bang slap as one of the shutters bangs against the window.
Oh, if that could stop, that'd be just lovely. Just the nerves. We confidently undertake to repulse the attacks and deceits of the devil. God arises, his enemies are scattered, and those who hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so are they driven. Fuck my eyes. As wax melts before the fire, so the wicked perish at the presence of God. Behold the cross of the Lord, flee bands of enemies, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the offspring of David, hath conquered.
The music starts playing from somewhere upstairs.
Is that one of you?
Sort of, Paul looms his head. It's like, oh, Finlay, you think it's squatters again? I should go and deal with them. Maybe I can scare them off with my hammer.
I think we should stay together until the end of the prayer if we can, just for.
Aye. He's got a point. We'll wait till after the prayer. It's rude to interrupt it. I'm sorry, Father. Friar, even.
Right. Sweaty. All right. So where was I? Hold the cross. May thy mercy, Lord, descend upon us, as great is our hope in thee. We drive you from us, unclean spirits, all satanic powers, all infernal invaders, all wicked legions, assemblies, and sects. I think I said that word correctly. God the Father commands you, God the Son commands you, God the Holy Ghost commands you, the sacred sign of the cross commands you. Be gone, Satan, inventor and master of all deceit, enemy of man's salvation. Deign, O Lord, to grant us thy powerful protection. Amen. Oh, right, the fucking water. Where did I put the fucking water? Oh, right here. Okay. And Schiann will quickly just uncork it and kind of splash it around randomly. Not really quite sure if he's doing anything correctly at all.
The music just suddenly stops and you're left in silence for a moment.
Right, so that's done. Should be grand.
The front door slams shut behind Susan and Mildred. The back door slams. One by one, every window in the house, the shutters slam in unison. Or in sequence. Bang, 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 bang.
We should have stood outside, Susie. This was a bad idea.
This was a bad idea.
The torch, the flashlight flickers and goes out.
You fellas still up there?
You're all right down there, ladies.
What is that?
You hear the sound from somewhere.
Okay, I don't care.
That's so disturbing.
Oh my god, no. Should one of you lads check on that?
Aye, Moan, I'll lead the way. You follow me. I'll deal with it. Things these
Can-
bloody squatters.
Can we see anything at this point? How visible is anything from
The
the windows?
shutters. The only light you have is the faint moon starlight coming from the broken window.
I think I'd like to try lighting a match to see if I can see anything for a brief moment.
Okay, you light a match in the room. And just for a split second, in between the other two members of the party in the room, you can see a dark, tall silhouette, and then your match blows out.
Oh shit.
Ugh. It's just too windy in here. Try another match. Shield it with your hand.
I'll try striking one again, but I'm kind of a bit disturbed by the sight of the silhouette at this point.
What silhouette?
Did you not see something standing there?
Aye, it's Finlay.
Alright, you lads better not be fucking with me. I'm really not about it.
Oh no, me mother taught me well. Never mess with a man of the cloth.
When the second match is lit, the room appears to be covered in dripping red blood.
No, that's no right.
I think we should try to get out of here as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, Kian's already making his way for the door.
Right. Right, good. Let's follow Cian.
You exit the room into the hallway, where you can still hear the music playing from above you.
Nope. I'm just making my way back downstairs. I am out of this house. My job is done. I'm getting my money.
You get down to the bottom of the stairs, and the two women are standing there.
Good evening, ladies. God bless. And he'll try for the door.
You grab the door and pull it once, twice. It won't budge.
It does not open.
Your
The
dog
door
is
does not
barking
open.
very loudly again right outside the door.
Is the door's just stuck? Don't worry, Brucey. I'm coming. He'll try the door again. Probably a little bit more desperate.
As you're pulling on the door, you feel like something cold and wet just like slide and lick the back of your neck.
Okay. What is that? He'll rub at it.
You turn around and the two women are just standing there. Would anyone like to do something?
Cian, oh, you not having any luck with that door? I can help you.
Yes, please.
Aye. So, of course, Paul will try to open the door the normal way first.
And it opens normally.
I see, Cian, you must have made it easier for me.
You can still hear the sound of the dog barking, but there's no dog outside the door.
Wait, Bruce? Yeah, no, Cian, if the door's open and Cian can, he'll try to walk out the door and try to find Bruce, because now that's concerning.
You look all around outside, and every time you look in the direction of the barking, there's nothing there, and it moves.
Okay.
Susan steps outside.
You can
Yeah, I'm outside as well.
you can see a light on the uppermost floor of the house.
I think that's where your dog's at, dude.
No, that's impossible. He's barking outside. He didn't come in with us.
He must have
That
wandered
sounds
in.
about right. I mean, well, maybe he got in through one of the windows. That might explain some of the banging. And maybe he's knocked the radio in the roof somehow.
No, Bruce is a good boy. He does what I tell him
Oh,
to. Bruce,
that might have
come
been
here.
it. That he might have got somehow up the roof and he knocked over a can of paint or something. and he's bumped into that radio. That'll explain it all.
All of the trees and bushes rustle in the wind a little more violently than last time.
Yeah, Kian is full on like trying to shout for Bruce to come here, to heal, to just come out of wherever he's hiding.
If anyone is character has felt that something spooky's happened, can you roll with your intelligence?
Oh no.
Is that two d6?
If you're clever, it's 2d6 and the best. If you're dim, it's 2d6 and you take the worst. Except this time it's switched around. So dim, you take the best, and clever, you take the worst.
Oh, okay. So because I've got dim, I roll 2 and I take the best.
Yes.
Okay.
And if clever, what?
You take the worst.
I got the worst possible outcome there.
I have the
This
best.
doesn't bode well. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. So the regular guys won't see any trouble, but Finley's like, "There's fucking Cthulhu."
The smarter you are, the more likely you are to fail. That's the way it works.
Well, that's a good thing I'm a dumbass.
So Susan, Mildred, and Finley, you choose a stress to take from the damage track.
I'm gonna pick E.
You enter into a panic, becoming hysterical, and try to flee.
I'm going to take D.
So you become paranoid and make irrational accusations or actions.
Right, which one of you is doing this?
Hey,
It's enough already.
don't look at me. It's one of yous.
I'm out of here.
Look, well, Finley, you know it wasn't me, and Finley, you know it wasn't me, and you know it wasn't the professor type. Kian. I keep calling you Finley. It's like, you know it wasn't Finley and me, Kian. So it must have been the girls, but they were downstairs. And we know they were downstairs because we came down to them, and the music's still playing all the way up there. And we'd heard the girls coming up. I'm sure it's squatters. That would explain also. They might have kidnapped your dog and took it upstairs.
Then why is he barking down here?
You hear
That's a
the
good question.
painful whining that a dog makes, and then the barking stops.
Oh, where did I hear that from?
The house.
Nah, Kian, not another word. Kian's back in the house.
Paul will
find-
follow, because that's not right. Paul will follow. He'll be wielding the sledgehammer.
I think I'll take B for feeling anxious and resist taking an action or otherwise making a mistake, so I might look for an opportunity to make a mistake.
Can I change mine to B, actually?
Sure.
Dude, I barely did anything, and boy howdy, that went 0 to 100 real quick.
So you run
Yeah.
back into the house. You can hear the music coming from up top somewhere.
And just to say, Paul is trying to get as close behind them as possible to help out.
So where do you want to go?
Yeah, if I heard the whining and the barking stop, and it was from inside the house, I guess I'm going for the music. I'm getting my dog, getting my money, I'm getting the fuck out.
So you run back up the stairs. There's the master bedroom in front of you to the right. There's 3 bedrooms on the left. And then there's a nursery at the bottom right. And a cupboard in the end of the hall. But the sound is definitely coming from above.
It's coming from above, but there's no more stairs or anything like that.
Yeah. Do you want to roll spot hidden for me? B.
I have spot hidden. I can probably do that, and if you want to help me out.
Yeah, I've got it too. I don't know if...
You're both
I've
dim, is
also
that right?
got it.
We're both dim.
Oh my god.
So if he's helping, then one of you can roll 1 dice.
Well, I'll
Sure.
help you because I'm here to help you. Since we're both identical, then it's better for you rolling and I'm helping you.
Okay, so do I roll 1 die or 2?
Just one.
What?
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're running around frantically, throwing open bedroom doors and cupboard doors, and just banging on the walls. You can't find any stairs or ladders or anything.
Yeah, and the whole time I'm screaming for Bruce.
Susan, did you also want to look?
I'll have a look as well. I'll look around the ceilings for maybe an attic hatch.
So you have 2 dice because you're clever. Yeah. Five is good enough. Yeah, so you look in the cupboard at the end of the hall, and there is a small 2 inches of string in the roof, and when you tug on it, a little hatch opens up and a wooden ladder slides down.
I've found something, fellas. Paul.
Oh, Susie, you're a fantastic star. Right, let's see if we can get up there. And of course, Paul will lead the way to get up.
Yeah, Schiann following close behind.
The flashlight is working now again, by the way.
Oh, that's nice. Glad that's working.
You poke your head up into the attic, and it's just a large open wooden space. In the centre of it is a small nightstand, and on top of that is an old looking gramophone, which is playing.
And still no sign of...
Nothing else in that room.
Oh, that's... I heard him. He was up here.
Okay, I believe you, buddy. I didn't see anything. Where's that bloody music coming from?
So the gramophone, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, Paul will stride over to it to try to sort of lift the needle off the record.
The needle, well, it's a wax cylinder one.
Ah,
But
to
the-
take the cylinder out or to stop it.
You're left in silence.
Yeah, Schiann's like trying to explore this open space as much as possible. Now that he knows about like a cupboard thing, he's gonna try to, if there's any secret panel or, because his dog's got to be up here, right?
So there's nothing in the attic. There's nothing that you can find anywhere on the upper floor. On the ground floor, the only place you haven't been is the door that's at the side of the stairs.
Yeah, I guess if there's nothing up here, then yeah, Schiann will try to search the rest of the house.
Oh, please let the dog be okay.
So this is the only door, and this door is locked.
Probably as futile as it is for such a little man to try to break down the door, Schiann will literally try to shoulder check the door.
As you bang on the door, you hear the coughing sound. They're coming from upstairs.
Schiann, I'll get that sorted. Out of the way.
Wait, the coughing is coming from upstairs?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Schiann, budge.
Yep.
Yeah. Paul will take the sledgehammer to properly open the door.
Okay, so roll 2 dice using that best. Okay, you smack the door with your sledgehammer, bursting it open, and you kind of like fall through into the room and catch yourself on all the splinters. Take a pain.
Will do.
And as the door bursts open, the coffin stops.
Paul, what can you see up there?
Down there.
Down there.
Inside this is a stairwell that leads downwards.
I imagine like Paul has cried out in pain, probably.
Yeah.
So that's what he's done.
You can see there's a short wooden set of stairs. It doesn't look very well put together.
So again, the coughing was from upstairs, but it stopped as soon as he broke the door open.
Yes.
What is going on?
So what do you want to do now?
Yeah, I guess Kian will try to like make sure Paul's not, in too badly injured, and then kind of like, I guess, consider going down the stairs. But for right now, he's, I guess, concerned with Paul.
So imagine Paul's probably got a good. He hit it with the sledgehammer, and the door's probably just given in, and he's tumbled, and he's probably sort of smacked his head off of the sledgehammer as he's tumbled in. So he's a bit concussed and bruised up.
Yeah, Kian will try to like sit him up, I guess.
The air coming from down the stairs is extremely foul, like rotten milk.
Oh, that's.
You can taste the foul sweetness of it in your tongue.
Something's no right here.
What's going on down there?
Something stinks down here. I need a light.
Are you going down the stairs, Paul?
I imagine he's probably already going down them because he was halfway down them probably already, so probably
Okay.
just go the rest of the
So
way.
you're a big lad, so you can roll 2 dice and use the worst.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, halfway down the stairs, you crash through the weakened floorboards and fall into what seems to be a coal closet. Take a wound.
Ah!
Yep. Oh my god.
Is everyone else following him into the basement?
Yes.
I think I would probably be hesitant to go down, seeing as I'm now resistant to taking action.
I'm pretty bang. Oh no, a wound. Right.
I've got some first aid training. Maybe I could have a look at it.
These are pretty bad, the wounds.
And you're in this little section, Paul. This little coal. It used to be like for storing coal, so it's all black and sooty. It's full of planks and tools. Screws, nails, hammer,
Give me a
a
sec.
pick, a shovel.
I'm just gonna see which one this gives me.
Yep.
I am left. Okay. I am blinded by something.
The light.
Well, yeah, you're thrown into darkness. Big cloud of soot goes up all around you, covering your face. The itching that you had in your eye before becomes more prominent and stretches out to your other eye.
I cannot see anything. It's like, bugger in hell! I can't see a thing! Is everyone else alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm here with you.
You're gonna need to help me. I can't even see what I am. Something's going in my eyes.
You can feel something skitter across your ankles, Paul.
Oh god, I think there's rats down here.
Is everyone else going down carefully down the stairs?
Yes.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's a stone foundation wall on one side, and on the far end, you can see like broken picture frames all piled up in one end of the room. There's a bunch of loose planks and bits of wood lying around, and then one wall along the length side there is just all wooden cladding made out of vertical planks. And then of course Paul is in the little coal cellar bit.
Yeah, I'll try to help Paul up. Mindful of the rats that he shouted out, if there's any.
I think me and Susie should just kind of look out, as in keep a watch over while Finlay and
A watch over what?
just a watch over.
Where are you
Susie.
standing when you're watching over?
The top of the stairs. But
Okay, so the bottom of the stairs then.
yeah.
Oh wow, I see how it is. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that he's got my dog, I'd be out of here already.
Does anyone want to do anything about the pile of frames and
No.
wood at one end?
Nope, I don't care about that shit. I'm just, if I don't see Bruce.
I think we should try and help Paul, though. You know.
Paul's blind. He doesn't even see those planks.
Yeah, Kian's trying to help out Paul.
The door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
All right, you're taking the piss. Who's doing that?
This house is damn well cursed, I swear it.
Can the two ladies who are not helping Paul roll intelligence? So Mildred, you're okay. Susan, you're going to take a pain as something darts through the darkness and just slices and cuts one of your arms.
Ah!
You okay there, Susie?
Take a pain.
Choosing the cry out in pain.
Okay. Mildred, you saw just like a glint of metal that had whizzed past.
Something's cut me.
What do you mean something's cut you? It's just us in here.
Something flew by me and cut my arm.
I think like it might be this. I'll just pick it up.
Pick up what? There's nothing there. It's just
Is there
wood.
not anything there?
There's nothing on the ground, no. You turn, Mildred, and look at the stairs, and floating sort of above the hole in the stairs where Paul fell through, you can just see a dagger floating in midair.
All right, now.
Goodness, guys, there's a dagger floating in the stairs. Look.
Nah, fuck the shit out of that.
Mildred, can you roll with your fitness?
Oh, you know my fitness is the worst. So.
Is it? I don't know. No, yours isn't. You just got one dice, you're fine.
One dice, did you
One
say?
dice,
Yeah?
yes. Take a wound from the chart as the dagger stabs into you.
I'm trying to think which one. It just doesn't look great.
Come on now, which one?
I'll take the N. You are left deaf.
Blind or mute?
I'll go for mute.
Okay, so it's... Are you sure you want to go for mute? There's going to be a stabbing you in the mouth. Okay, it stabs you in the cheek. And then rips out, leaving you scarred. You clutch the side of your mouth, trying to stem the bleeding, and you're unable to talk. There's a scraping sound from the plank wooden wall. And then the skittering, as if there's lots of tiny rat feet. Finley, what do you want to do?
I think I would probably try to light a match to get a better idea of what's happening, although noting the part about making a mistake, I feel like, maybe I would blunder that and drop out the rest of my matches.
Okay, yeah, so you fumble around with your matches and drop them on the ground. As you reach down to pick them up, you can feel lots of little furry rats scurrying around. One of them bites your finger, take a pain.
I'll take... I was going to say lose your grip, but then I'm not really holding anything. I'll take lose your footing or position.
Okay, so you have a fright and you fall backwards into a pile of planks. As you're stumbling around there, you can see that there's gaps in the plank wall between the planks. There's definitely like a crawl space or something behind it.
Can I see anything inside it, or is it just...
It's
I'll
dark,
become aware?
but it's there, yeah.
There's a space behind this wall. I think if we can't get out through the door, we should try and see what's in here.
We need to just get out of here.
I think this might be our only option.
Schiann, can you give me a fitness roll?
A what roll?
Fitness. So you are athletics, so you have 2 dice.
Cool.
You take either a pain or a stress, you can pick. As the knife slashes towards you.
The same one that just stabbed into...
Yes.
Okay. Fuck it, I'll pick E. Enter into a panic and try to flee. I think Schiann's just about reached the point where, you know what, I could get a new dog.
You scramble up the stairs, jump over the hole, and grab hold of the door at the top, and try to pull it open, but it's sealed shut.
Oh no, fuck this.
Susan, what would you like to do?
I want to look for a way out.
Okay, roll with intelligence, do the spot hidden. You too spot the gaps behind the plank wooden wall. There is definitely a crawl space there, something large enough for somebody to move through. And some of the planks at the end with the picture frames seem kind of loose.
I'm going to start pulling at planks and try to get something loose.
Is Paul still stuck in the coal cellar at this point?
I'm with Kian.
Well, you were until Kian just ran.
Well, I'm now blindly trying to like pat my way out
I mean, if
while
you're just
concussed.
yeah, I mean, if you're just rubbing your eyes, you can get a kind of rough
Alright,
sight image
yeah.
thing. You're not completely blind.
Cool. Trying to do sort of like rub out of my eyes to get an eye and try to follow where Kian went.
So Keen's at the top stairs, banging on the door. Susan pulls away these planks and finds this space. If you go along the space, you find there's a empty entrance at the other end. And following that will take you down the other side, and then there's another entrance, and it takes you into a wide chamber, if you want to go that way.
Okay.
You should be able to see the whole thing now.
Okay.
In this chamber, there is a small table with some parchment notes on it, and then a pallet table that's been created in the corner. Lying across it is what looks to you to be a dead body. Susan, because you're used to seeing dead bodies, you know that this body looks like it's in an advanced state of decay, but at the same time it's more whole than it should be. It's still got the skin, it's still got the facial features. The nails
It's
are...
almost as if it's been mummified.
Yes.
This is not right. This body should not look like this.
If anyone feels things are creepy at the moment, can you roll intelligence?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm too busy with like my cheek to even notice.
And if you are intelligent, you take the lowest, and if you're dim, you take the highest.
I got a 5.
Oh my god, double sixes.
Oh, shit.
And if you
Wow.
fail, you take a stress.
I got a
Wait,
partial success.
A failure being a 1, 2, or 3.
Okay. I'm sorry. Like, wait, shit. Fuck. Aha, fuck you, Cthulhu. I was doing stupid for you.
I'll take freeze up for a moment in terror.
So what do you want to do?
E for me. Panic and try to flee.
You turn around and start running through the crawl space, and you can feel rats, hundreds of them, around your feet as you do so. They're like climbing down, falling through the walls, falling through the ceiling, scurrying away into corners, just panicked movement. But they won't enter the large chamber. Mildred, are you staying back in the first area
No, I'm going with them.
with them? Okay.
Wow, that is. Yikes.
Yeah, I need to get this wound tested.
Yeah, the blood is like pouring through your fingers. Susan, if you're running back on your own, can you roll fitness for me?
Let's see. I'm athletic. Would that be?
That's 2 dice, take the best, yeah. You can take a pain or a stress as the knife tries to attack you again as you're trying to leave.
Um. I will. I'll do J. I put an ally in danger.
Oh, who are you putting in danger?
Mildred. Since I'm near her all the time.
The knife makes a move at you, and you duck out of the way, throwing Mildred in front of you. Mildred, take a pain. As the knife cuts you.
I'm so sorry, Mildred.
I just got away for 2 seconds. What happened there?
You took a pain. She like grabbed you and pulled you in front of her as the knife attacked her.
Oh, for crying out loud, Susie. I can't even say it because I'm mute. Do I take a pain, you
A pain,
said?
yes.
I press I. You cry out loud, play in pain, drawing attention.
Okay, you make
Where's got it?
a gurgled squeak.
I can't actually because I'm mute, so I don't think that would be. So let's
Well,
see.
you're not mute. I mean, you're just like holding your cheek
Oh no,
together.
I lose grip on whatever I'm holding, which I'm holding my bag.
Okay, so you drop your bag, yeah. And it gets covered by rats immediately on the ground. You guys that are in the room, what do you do?
Am I still frozen in terror at this point, or?
So Paul and Keen probably go first, yeah.
Yeah, Kian's trying for the door. One more time.
You, Paul? Callum?
Yep.
What you doing?
I think trying to get out now to find Kian and GTF as best as possible.
Alright, so you just want to leave as well. Okay, so you guys leave Finlay in that room while he's kind of frozen in terror. You push into the crawl space again, where Mildred and Susan are kind of having a kerfuffle. Kian, do you want to roll fitness for me again?
Yes, sir.
You can take a pain or a stress. The knife is going to come up from behind you.
The door's still not open?
No, it's not opening.
You said a pain or a stress?
Yes. Finlay, as you stood there kind of frozen for a moment, what would you like to do?
I think, as much as I'm kind of terrified of what's going on and kind of understand the others trying to get away, I think my curiosity would be getting the better of me, and I'd like to have a look at the parchment.
Sure. So there's 2 pieces of paper on the table.
I took I cry out in pain.
One of them is this with a bunch of numbers. And the other is this chart. As you are like picking the papers up and looking them over, you detect movement out of the corner of your eye, and the body that was lying on the table sits upright, turns to face you, and then swivels its legs around to stand up.
Oh shit.
No, it does not, sir.
What
No,
would
it does not, sir.
what would you like to do, Finlay? Or could you roll intelligence for me first to see how scared you are?
Sure. Fuck. Yeah, really fucking scared by the looks of things.
Yeah, so you take a stress. The rats that were in the crawl space dissipate as they just flee and scurry into every hole and crevice they can find.
I think I'll take becoming paranoid at this point. I'll be shouting. You know, which one of you is doing this? Who's doing this?
The figure stretches its long arms out in front, the bones almost protruding through the tight skin, the long nails stretched out and curled.
Oh, stop it.
It wraps one hand around your throat, Finley, and starts to lift you off the ground.
Do I get an action, or do I...
Yeah, if you want to do something, you can do something.
Yeah, I think, assuming I've still got my walking stick at this point, I would like to try and hit it with that.
Okay. Do you have a brawl or anything like that?
Just a second to look at my stats.
Not really, but you're athletic.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
I was
no,
going to say about athletic.
oh, it's strength that we want. Yeah, okay, so roll 2 dice and take those. Okay, you bat at it with the stick ineffectually. The thing grabs the stick with the other hand and just throws it across the room. It lifts you up off your feet in the air as it tries to choke you with one hand.
I would like to scream for the others. Help! Anyone!
Does anyone want to respond to him screaming?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
I think Paul would.
Finley is Father Campbell's friend. He's not my friend. I don't know these fuckers.
So you come round back into that room, Paul, and you see this figure, the body, standing next to the table, holding Finley up by one hand.
Immediately run to tackle the thing or something, or in some capacity of knocking it away from Finley.
You do have brawl, do you not?
I'm just gonna check. I don't.
Do not. So. Okay, so you're strong, but because you don't have brawl, that's going to be 1 dice.
Okay. What's a 5?
Say you take a stress from the fright of it, but you charge into it and knock it over, and it drops Finley on the ground, who's gasping for breath.
I lash out with violence at an ally or object out of fear. I'm going to class the mummy as the object.
So the thing silently just gets on its knees and starts to try and pull itself back on its feet again.
Probably take another swing at it with the sledgehammer.
So 1 dice again. You get a solid smack. You can hear ribs cracking under the weight, and the thing just folds backwards against the wall.
Finley, get the hell out of here!
Schiann, can you roll your fitness for me again?
Shit. The door not open?
No.
But God, for fuck's sakes.
Well, you're athletic, you get the 5, so you take another pain or stress.
Okay. Can you take multiples of the same one or no?
Yes, if it's suitable, yeah.
Okay. I'll I'll take E again, but I'll like flee from the knife. So I guess I'll get away from the fucking door that's not opening.
Okay, so you run back down the stairs, leaping over the hole. You see Susan and Mildred running towards you.
They're running towards me.
Yeah,
Yep.
'cause you're trying to get away. Okay, Susan, Mildred, what would you just want to do?
Yeah, okay.
Well, try to get out of the house.
Okay, so you're going to climb the stairs. Over you, Susan.
I'm just following her.
Okay, so can you both roll fitness for me?
Why?
And if you don't have dodge, you count as being one stage lower.
Oh,
Damn it.
Okay, so Susan, you'll take a pain or a stress.
Oh shit.
Dude, this knife can fuck off.
Mildred, you also take a pain or a stress.
I'll enter into a panic trying to flee.
yeah, that's what I'm going to do. The flea one.
We're just flailing around.
Okay,
from
so
the
you just
stress.
run back downstairs away from the dagger as it slices downwards to try and hit you both. So you just tumble into Schiann as you're all at the bottom of the stairs in this chamber, trying to avoid this knife which is darting around.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab like a piece of wood or something
Okay.
to hopefully bat it away. I don't know.
Okay, roll with your strength for me. You managed to bat it away into the corner, and then pin it against the wall with a plank. But you take a pain or stress in doing so.
Fuck. I'll take F. I'm pretty banged up, so disadvantage on the next roll.
Finley, you drop to the ground, gasping for breath.
Can you see what state the mummy is in? Is it still coming at us, or is it?
You see Paul knock it over, and then you see Paul smack it with a sledgehammer, crushing its chest inwards. It bends backwards, but then just kind of glares upwards at him with dark, black, staring eyes. It doesn't seem to have any eyelids.
Is it moving towards us? Is it just
Well,
staying
it'll move
still?
back towards him, yes.
Is it it's still coming at us? What's Paul doing at this point? Is he vulnerable to the mummy?
He was trying to tell you, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I feel like, having been in the war and everything, though, I would believe in not leaving a man behind, so I would, try to render some kind of assistance.
You could scoop up your stick and have another go if you want.
Yeah, I think I would try and grab the stick and make a lunge for the mummy's head.
You want to go for the strength roll?
Is that just one die for that?
You don't have either on the strength thing. Oh, let me look at your thing. Oh, so you're weak and you don't have brawl. Okay, so 2 dice, pick the weakest.
Okay.
Yeah, so you smack it with your stick, and again it just looks at you as if it's completely unconcerned that you're there, and it reaches forward for Paul. Paul, what'd you do?
I think try to dodge out of the way.
So that's dexterity.
And I do have dodge.
So you just count as whatever your dexterity is.
So I just need to roll D.
Just
Six.
one, yeah, just 1d6. So it lunges forward, Paul, and grabs the sledgehammer and pulls it pulls it away from you with incredible strength and tosses it into the corner. What'd you do?
Finlay, we need to go now. And just try turn and go, but grabbing Finlay as well.
So you grab your family, you're just going to go along with him?
Yeah, I think I would probably agree with Paul at this point. We'll try and get back out the other way.
Okay, so the two of you run off into the crawl space, and the thing just starts walking slowly after you. You two go through the crawl space out the other end where the other three are. The Schiann is against the wall with a plank. The two women look a little worse for wear.
A little worse for
There's
wear.
the soft footsteps in the clay mud as the thing walks through the crawl space slowly towards you all.
Oh, why is it gotta be slow?
Is there anything up at the end where the picture frames were? Did we investigate that corner, or...?
Picture frames, broken wood, planks. In the coal cellar bit that he fell into, there was like a shovel and a hammer and a pickaxe. And a bunch of screws.
Is there the end where the picture frames were? Is there like any kind of... Is that like linked to the crawl space? I mean, is it like a solid wall, or is that...
That's where Susan pulled the planks apart, so that's the entrance bit there.
Right, okay, yeah.
Which the figure just kind of stands in the entrance, looking at you all as he approaches. Its eyes move slowly from one to the other as it judges who to pick on next.
Oh, great. This is like the first time Schiann sees it.
So roll your intelligence. You're fine.
Oh, okay, good. It's just a guy in a costume.
It steps onto the picture frames, the wood of them snapping beneath its bare feet. It seems completely unperturbed. It walks towards Mildred, perhaps smelling the blood dripping from between her fingers, and stretches its long, bony arm with the curled nails out as it reaches towards you. Mildred, what'd you do?
No. That was me. Use my intelligence.
To do what?
Um,
No, what are you like physically doing?
I can use my intelligence to get out of the situation.
Yeah, same. Can I do that too?
Are you trying to duck or dodge or flee?
Yeah, pretty much. Get me out of the situation.
Okay, so you're going to roll with your fitness then.
Oh, can I not roll with my intelligence?
You can roll your dexterity or your fitness. Which
That
is-
should be one
It's
dice.
the same for you either way, and you don't have dodge, so you actually roll 2 dice and use the worst.
Oh, can I not use my luck?
You can add luck to it, yes.
Okay, cool.
But 2 dice, pick the worst. So your worst is a 1. How much luck do you want to add to it?
What can save me?
3 luck. You'll
Okay.
you'll still
Okay, I'm
take
using 3 luck then.
3 luck. You'll take a stress because you'll dodge it, but it's scary to do so.
Stress. Let's see.
Do you have any boxes left in your damage track?
Yes, yeah, I'm fine. I've
Okay.
got boxes left. Okay. You become paranoid and make irrational accusations or actions.
So as you duck out of its grip, what are you shouting?
That damn Susie.
Kane, you can feel the knife getting more and more agitated as it tries to snake its way out from beneath the plank.
No, you don't, you fucker. Listen, sir, whatever you're doing here, can I just have my dog back, please? I'll get out of your hair, and you'll never see my fucking face again.
It turns around. Who's nearest to Mildred?
Me.
So what do you want to do, Susan, as it stretches out for you?
It's so sad, isn't it?
Is that a no on giving me back my dog?
I'm just gonna start swinging at it.
With your fists?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have brawl, do you?
No, I do not.
Oh, and you're weak, so you auto-fail.
Oh, right.
You know, I was just thinking I could have used my navigation skills because I had like personal skills to navigate.
That's not applicable, no.
Oh.
You start swinging wildly, Susan, and the thing grabs you, each of your wrists, and it snaps one of your
Oh,
wrists in
God.
its grip. Take a wound.
Ah! That puts me at max.
That's a gut check. Okay, gut check. So roll 2d6. Sorry, not 2d6, 1 dice. Oh, and that was a wound, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I chose unconscious.
Yeah, you die.
I'm dead.
Oh.
It snaps her wrist,
That
she
was
screams in pain,
kinda just in time, wasn't it?
Fall-
Because you had
falls in-
got 10.
falls unconscious, it reaches out with its other hand, plunges its nails into your jugular, around your throat, and rips your throat out.
They killed Susie. Oh.
Ah!
Welcome to the horror.
Can I get off the ride?
Susan falls to the ground, gurgling, dead. What did the rest you do?
Urinate myself.
Throw tools at it, like the hammer from my belt.
Hide behind Paul.
Kick my own ass because I didn't bring my fucking shotgun.
Do you want to roll with your strength, Paul?
Would it be 2d6 because I'm strong?
Yes, and you've got brawl, so 2d6.
I do not have brawl.
Oh, so 1d6.
The worst thing is I have brawl, but I'm not fighting.
Do you want to use luck?
Yes. I want to use 3 of my remaining luck. I have 4 luck remaining, so I will use 3 to make it a full success.
Is it a blunt or a sharp object you're throwing at it?
I imagine it's like a nail hammer. Like, so I had a sledgehammer, but I imagine this one's like for just a good solid hammer that I've thrown at it. So blunt.
So a claw hammer.
Yes.
You throw the claw hammer at it and smack in the head. A big portion of its skull breaks off, and dozens of fat, bloated, wriggling leeches just pour out of its skull.
I feel they have not improved the situation.
It holds its head for a moment with one hand and stumbles sideways. Finley and Keen, what do you want to do?
I think, I think as a great man once said, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
It bled leeches.
Well, I mean, I guess we could try and grab some of the tools from the coal cellar and try to get the door open while it's stunned.
Okay, so you run over to the coal cellar and pick up what? There's a pick, there's a shovel, there's a hammer.
I'll probably go for the shovel, but I think I would try and urge Kian to go for the pick because I think you're strong.
Yeah.
Because I've got weak, so I think you'd probably have a better chance with the pick than I would.
Do you want to throw?
Oh my god.
Do you want to throw him the pick because he's holding the plank against the wall?
Oh, of course, yeah. Okay, I will try and throw him the pick. Yeah.
Okay, so he throws the pick over to you, Kian, and then what do you do with the shovel?
I'll try and use the shovel to like prise the door open. Like get it in between the jam of the door and then like lever it.
Okay, and what do you want to do, Kian? He throws you the pick, but you're still holding its plank.
Yeah, I'll catch the pick, but I'll try to hold the board down with my feet and ready myself to attack the thing if it gets near me.
Okay,
Try to keep the knife under control too at the
do you
same time.
Do you want to roll with your dexterity?
Sure.
I just have this image of the anime guy from One Piece that has a sword in each hand and also a sword in his teeth.
Oh yeah, I think it's Zoro. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just got this image of you with the knife in your mouth, the board, and the pickaxe as well. Like,
Multitasking.
Do you want to use luck, Kian?
How much do you need?
You need a 4 to not get the worst result.
I would like to avoid the worst results.
If you want to max out for a full success, you can spend 5 luck.
I think I would much rather do that, actually.
Okay, so you manage to keep on top of the board so the knife doesn't get out, and you manage to swing the pickaxe, and you keep the reach of the creature at bay with the pick. Finlay runs up the stairs and jams the shovel into the door, and the creature drags itself up the stairs, spilling leeches as it goes to try and reach Finlay. Paul, what would you like to do?
I figure throw another tool at it from my belt. Just another thing, just throwing.
So it is like crawling up the stairs on its belly sort of thing. So you could run up and smash it or stab it if you wanted.
Oh, probably run smash it. Trying to think what we'd have. Probably a sort of crowbar or a winch or something like that. I think was probably our tools. Just like a pry bar,
or one of those big chisels.
Oh yeah, big chisel. There you go.
Okay, so roll with
treat it like a dagger.
Strength. You're strong, so 2 dice and pick best. Because you're going to be advantaged because it's on the ground.
I'm going to use my final luck to push that 4 to a 5.
Well, a 6 because a 5 is the same as a 4.
Oh, okay, yeah, push it to a 6 because I can take 1 more pain actually, so I'll keep it at the 5 then. I'll not use the luck.
Okay, so take a pain or a stress, and you drive the chisel into its back through where its heart would be, and the thing lets out a long exhalation gasp, and then it just stops moving. The dagger stops moving underneath the plank. The door that Finlay's trying to pry open just opens easily.
I think probably the best thing to do is probably now is when Paul will enter into a panic. Because he's going to try and flee now, and he's in hysterics.
So he runs out the door.
I imagine he sort of blabbered a bit and just grabbed someone to drag them out as well while he was making a proper flee.
Yeah, that would be me.
I mean, I'm assuming everyone just kind of runs.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
You run outside and you see the barking of the dog, and as you run out the front door, the dog is standing in front of the porch just yapping at the house.
Motherfucker!
Oh my gosh, your dog, Susie's dead.
Bruce,
I
you
imagine-
are such a piece of shit!
I imagine you're saying this while like gurgling blood, so it's like the dog. Since you're like mute.
Yeah, pretty much. Guys, I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I think we need to take Mildred to the hospital pretty quick.
I think we all do. I know I know for a fact Paul definitely needs to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, Kean's got his cuts and bruises. 2 boxes or a box away from a gut check.
Yeah, that's the same as me, to be honest.
And probably a slightly strengthened Catholic bent.
I see no one remembered that he's had the parchment note with the
Well,
excommunicate demon
yeah, no,
thing in it.
I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I have thought like, oh, what if Kean just randomly starts reading the note again? Maybe that'll fix it. But I don't think Kean was that smart or that faithful.
And I think looking at the notes, it looks like an astronomical reading, I believe.
Yes.
So I guess that gives us another avenue of inquiry. Although right now I think we have greater concerns in terms of physical health and possibly mental health.
Okay, so you have a. For those of you who are still alive, you have a choice of
I was gonna say.
what to do
Yeah.
on your downtime before the
Yes.
next session.
Where are you going to be next time then?
I don't know.
Did you have any like contacts for her that would have been like interested in her well-being? Try to find out what happened.
I could play Cousin Enoch. The
It's like-
oddball.
Wants to find out what happened to her cousin.
Okay, so who is looking for medical treatment?
Paul?
Me.
Okay, so you roll with your fitness for that.
Oh, I'm unfit.
So you roll 2 dice and use the lowest.
Right, I've really
One.
got to go.
Yep, that's fine.
I'll see you guys next time.
See you, Susie.
Bye.
Yeah.
Rip Susie.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Okay,
R.I.P.
so Paul, your wound will take each wound will take a full month to heal.
Okay, what about my wound?
Let's see what you get. Oh, you are the same. Is it only one wound that you have?
Well, I've got 5 damage.
Yeah, but how
One
many of them
wound.
are wounds?
1.
And wound.
So your wound
cheek.
will take a month to heal.
Okay.
If you write that as a note somewhere.
So I've got like two. I've got 2 stresses and 2 wounds.
So you'll be going to the hospital, wouldn't you? So,
Or
so,
not wounds. Sorry, pains.
so you can remove 1 stress if you spend your downtime with loved ones, or indulge in your favourite pastime, or in your favourite location.
Okay. And what about pain?
So if you have a wound, you can't have pain lower the number of wounds, but otherwise pain will just recover with rest.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Did you say
cool. So one of
favourite
mines will have
pastime for
disappeared
the
then.
Stress.
Sorry, Laura?
Can you use what if you've got 2 stress? Can you use favourite pastime?
Okay, so if you're using your medical treatment as your downtime, then though you're not going to be able to remove the stress, though, because you can't do both.
Oh, that's not great.
Because you have to spend your whole downtime doing it. But you're usually going to spend your time healing from your wound because your wound is bad.
Yeah, Kian's
Would I then get rid of wounds then? After that?
It'll take a month for your wound. You can remove any pain that you have.
Oh, okay.
What are you saying, Smiddle?
so you just go ahead and remove the pain now.
Yes, you can get rid of your pain. Well, to the minimum number of wounds you have. So if you have one wound, you have to keep one pain.
Right, but I don't have any wounds.
Okay, well then you just get rid of all your pain.
Okay, it's cool. So I guess in that case, Kian will try to reduce his stress.
You don't need to roll for that. If you're spending it with like your loved ones or your hobby or whatever, you just remove the stress.
Yeah, Kian is spending the rest of his time loving on Bruce.
It's like, oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy.
Well, at first it's more like, you're a piece of shit. But I'm so glad you're okay.
But then it's like, I'm sorry, I can't speak foul things to you.
Right, yeah, he's the goodest boy. Otherwise, Kian would have just... If Bruce wasn't sounding like he was inside the house, Kian would not have gone back in. He would have went, all right, see you guys, have fun.
Finley, how are you spending your downtime?
Yeah, I don't think I had an actual wound. I had 3 stress and 1 pain, so yeah,
Okay,
I'll
so
just go fishing, I think.
Yeah, go fishing, you can remove a stress, and you would remove the pain as well.
Okay.
I mean, it worked out okay for Shy, but I'm kind of glad someone died. It's not a Cthulhu session if someone doesn't die or go insane.
I
fully expected it to be me. I truly did.
I think it would have been you if you'd lost that roll at the end there with the knife.
Yeah. If the knife got out.
But that's why you have luck. But of course your luck runs out.
Yeah.
Do we regain luck over time, or does that...
You can regain luck if you and another character, when you're in safety, talk about your past or your opinions on things that have happened. Discuss your traumas. Then you can both recover luck. But you do like in session in character.
Fair.
Just make sure that your sheet saves. Like it'll be save as, and you probably need to save it as a.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And that's that one. Finally, we got the first fucking scenario done.